Why do people hate Nintendo so much? Let's look at their history and talk about it. The Switch 2 is selling like crazy, but it's gotten a lot more hate than most Nintendo consoles get, and I think the history is telling us why. Now this could take like 20 minutes, so I'm gonna try to get it as quick as I can. But if you don't know, Nintendo started back in the 1800s as a trading card company. Eventually they moved into making toys, and while the gaming industry was crashing, they got involved and actually shaped it like a toy so it would sell, and single-handedly saved gaming. Using the leader of their toy department, Gunpei Yokoi, they ended up releasing a handheld system, which was the Game Boy. And then many years later, with many iterations, we have the Switch 2. But one thing changed over all these years, and that was how Nintendo approached gaming, because it was very different back in the day compared to how it is now. You see, back in the day, Nintendo was really invested in making their customers happy, and one of the ways that they did that was by being innovative and budget-friendly. And Nintendo has experienced this firsthand. Let's just look at the GameCube to the Wii U. The N64 was popular, and all they did was add more power for the GameCube, and it didn't do very well. But from the GameCube to the Wii, they introduced innovation, and they continued to be budget-friendly, and suddenly the Wii was super popular. And then from the Wii to the Wii U, all they did was add more power and not really innovate in any creative way. And what happened? It didn't do well. And I hear you, it's happened before, so what's the big deal? Well, the big deal is who's actually in charge of Nintendo now, because these people don't actually care. Iwata was a developer, but he was a gamer at heart, so he knew what gamers wanted, and he wanted to keep gamers happy. And he started working on the Switch before he passed away. And the Switch was innovative, and it was budget-friendly compared to the other consoles out at the same time, and it has done amazing. But once Iwata passed away, they ended up implementing two people who were business people, who don't play video games and don't actually care about the gaming industry. And they're not shy about it. They don't participate in any of the directs, which was a way that Iwata wanted to show everybody how they were actually listening to gamers. And the only time we ever hear from them is when they're talking to the investors, because they only care about investors. And we can see the direction Nintendo's going with everything they've done ever since they took over. Starting with pricing. Nintendo used to discount. They used to have games that after they sold a certain amount, they would reduce the price because they'd already made their money and had profit, and they passed the savings on to you. But the guys in charge now only care about the money they can make immediately, so they stopped reducing the prices of their games, saying that their value is going to be worth it. And the Switch 2 is the culmination of this. They introduced this new console, which is more powerful and more impressive, but it's not innovative. And then they made it just as expensive as the most powerful consoles out there. So the reason people are upset with Nintendo isn't because the Switch 2 sucks, it's because they're being anti-consumer and they're showing that they only care about their investors and they don't really care about gamers. And they have so much money, they can do whatever they want and people are still going to buy their stuff.